Shropshire.
Okay, Ludlow, it's time to start your engines.
Time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
You wear a lipstick, painted on.
Yes, it's all about to get a little bit sassy in the south of the county this evening as Ludlow Pride take over Ludlow Brewery. Dungeons and Drag Kings will be performing a lip sync spectacular. Easier to write than it is to read. The show combines the best of cabaret and panto, creating a pretty unique experience with all shows having a theme. Their last one was a nautical feel. Well, sashaying their way onto the radio to tell us all about it this evening is Hal Musgrove, otherwise known as Pyromania, and Jen Lister, otherwise known as Jen Deer. They've been telling me all about this evening's theme.
The night is going to be Pride flag themed, so each of us has an assigned colour based on the Pride flag, and we're just going to sort of represent what each colour means in our performances.
And you've had themes before, haven't you? Because every time you do these events, they have a theme. I think the last one, was it a nautical theme?
That's right. We love to do a themed event. A lot of us are neurodivergent, so we are autistic or, in some other capacity, our brains work slightly differently, which is probably why we ended up in this line of work. But we love to have a structure to work our performances around. It really helps us sort of narrow down the ideas of what we want to do. So we had the nautical framework worked really well because we ended up having Cruella de Phil is another performer that's not joining us tonight, but she did a sort of a sailor costume and she performed in the Navy, which went down really
Fantastic.
well. We had two pirates. We had Count Deranged and the Nightmare Before Sismus, who is the only cis member of the troupe. We had cisgender. And then we had Miss Electric as sort of a mermaid siren type situation. And then we had a sea hag with Miss Testes, who also isn't performing tonight. So it was a really great framework to sort of work within. We find that it really sort of helps produce a cohesive show where we can have numbers together and then people sort of know what they're coming along to and then they can get dressed up as well.
Talk to me about Pride Month then, because of course we're in Pride Month now. What does it mean to you and what do you do during Pride Month? Is it a case of trying to showcase what you do? Is it just a month celebration? How does it feel for you?
Well, it's a great way to kind of put a spotlight on a marginalized group who it's still controversial to talk about us in conversation, especially in regards to the trans community. It can be an opportunity to celebrate and to help normalize us.
And for me, it's all about using the month as an opportunity to highlight things that are already happening and things that people are already doing. That's a really major thing because it tends to be a time when other people that aren't part of the community are more aware of the power they can have to amplify our voices and attend our events and really sort of focus on it. So we actually put together sort of a program of things that are going on within Shropshire this month. And a lot of them are things that are already happening every month. For example, XYZ Youth Group, which meets up regularly, the LGBTQ plus socials that happen at Nerdy Coffee Co., obviously the drag shows, and then LGBTQ plus family meetups at the cafe at Shrewsbury Museum and Art Gallery, and a queer words creative writing workshop at Community at In Good Hands. So it's all things that are already happening, but it's really lovely to put together a whole program so that people can see how full the month is and how well supported they are by the community and sort of the opportunities that are out there for them.
And I guess that's it, isn't it? It's having that community around you that kind of really, really emphasises and makes you almost part of a kind of a group of people that actually can go out and have a great time. Hal, I wanted to touch on, you mentioned there about, it can be a little difficult when you come around to Pride Month and it's almost, in some parts, almost not a celebration because you're a little bit more aware that people are more focused on you. Do you kind of get more, I suppose, apprehensive when you put events on or during this month because eyes are sort of more looking towards, Pride Month than in other parts of the world, other parts of the year?
Sadly, that feeling is kind of year round.
Yeah.
That's why we need things like Pride Month and we need celebrations and we need opportunities to be able to show ourselves. But Pride Month, when all the companies are starting to show their allyship or possibly just cash in on having rainbows on their logos, you see a lot of hatred coming out, and suddenly we're being talked about as if we're a ploy to gain attention and to gain brownie points, that our existence is just that. It's just something to boost other people up and make them feel good. And we get so dehumanized and trivialized, but it's year round. It's just the opportunity for us to be seen kind of goes both ways, because it's also an opportunity for people to come out of the woodworks to bash on us, and they see more rainbows, they see more conversation about us, and they use that as an opportunity to share why they disagree with our existence and to spread their hatred and often uneducated opinions about things they don't know about.
So just remind us then, if people are thinking, do you know what, I didn't know this was going on this evening in Ludlow, I'm only around the corner, I'd love to come along. Are there still tickets? What do they need to do to get them? Just give us the headlines.
Well, we still have tickets on eventbrite.co.uk. They are being sold at the brewery while it's open. After that, they will be sold on the door. They are a tenner, but if you get them on Eventbrite, there will be a service charge for using the website, which is, I think, £1.50.
So come along at 7 o'clock to the brewery, and I'm sure we'll be able to squeeze you in.
Hal Musgrove, better known to many as Pyromania, and Jen Lister, a.k.a. Jen Deer, are there this evening. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
BBC Radio Shropshire.
The music that gets you dancing. And the music that makes you feel something. Your all-time favourites.